Hello, good evening. I'm back with another edition of Eloquent English Enterprise. And today I'm going to talk about the figures of speech. Generally, whenever I question a teacher regarding the difference between figures of speech and parts of speech, they get a little confused. So today I'm going to clarify the difference. Now, parts of speech are those elements of written and spoken language which get together to make a proper statement and subsequently paragraphs and a write-up. So they are essential parts of a statement and language. Whereas figures of speech are a kind of decoration. They are a kind of way to make your language sound more beautiful. And these are quite a few. I will not be able to take them all in one go. So initially, let me take the simplest of figures of speech at the onset. The first one we all know is simile. Now, simile and metaphor, these two are generally confused between the understanding by students. Simile and metaphor, they sound alike, but they're actually very different. Now, simile usually consists of comparison of two things, two different things, but at least one common quality is there between the two. Like, for example, as red as a tomato. Her dress was as red as the tomato. So the dress is red and a tomato is also red. So red is the common quality between two things. As black as coal. Her hair are as black as coal. So black is one quality which is common between somebody's hair and a piece of coal. As light as feather. The baby was as light as feather. So the baby's weight is generally very less. So we can compare the baby to a feather. This is a simile. I mean, all these examples which I gave were of similes. Metaphor is also comparison, but here it is a supposed simile. Like, for example, he was a fox in the boardroom. Now, a man will not turn into a fox in the boardroom, but he was very cunning in his mannerisms or his presentation. So, cunningness of a fox is being likened to this person. So, when we say he was a fox in the boardroom, that means he very cunningly presented whatever he had to say. Another metaphor which is usually used for soldiers, he was a lion in the battlefield, or he was a tiger in the battlefield. That is, he fought as bravely or as savagely as a lion or a tiger would do to kill its prey. So this is again a metaphor. Another inanimate example of a metaphor would be the road snaked through the hills. The road cannot move at all. But because it is circular and it goes in loops, we may say that the road is snaking over the hills. So these are generally metaphors. Now coming to another very common figure of speech, that is personification. It is also an implied simile, just like a metaphor, but here we are talking of an inanimate object or an abstract noun in the form of a human being. Like, for example, the soldiers walked into the jaws of death. Now, death is not a person, but to say in a more impressive manner that the soldiers died in battle, instead of saying it so plainly, it's better to say that they walked into the jaws of death. Or the cruel hands of destiny. Destiny is being likened to a person who's cruel and smashes the future of people. Again, the hands of time or the hands of law, all these are implied similes, and because we are talking of a comparison of an abstract noun to a human being, then it becomes personification. One last one I'll take, the onomatopoeia. Here, a sound is being likened to the exact sound which happens. Like, for example, the buzzing of bees. Bees buzz. So, the buzzing of bees. You can say the earthen pot fell on the earth with a thud. So, the thud is exact sound which comes or which may emanate when an earthen pot is going to fall. Another one is the crash of glass. So when the glass breaks, it produces a crashing sound. So here all these are like the cackling of a hen. A hen cackles. So these are all examples of onomatopoeia. And before ending, I want to again stress on a few words or phrases which are being wrongly used in English. My video doesn't get over without these mistakes which I need to point out. I have been attending a few webinars, and people who proclaim themselves to be very good at English, these mistakes are being committed by them. Like a lady said, humbleness. Humble is it's an adjective, and when we have to change it to a noun, it becomes humility. Humbleness is not a proper English word. Similarly, somebody said a curly hair. She has a curly hair. One curly hair. No, she has curly hair, not a curly hair. Another one, when we talk about herself or himself, then it's correct. But when we make it into a plural, that is ours, then it is not ourself, it is ourselves. So we must remember, ourself is wrong. Self is for one, but when we are saying our, that means plural. So it has to be ourselves. Another one, I'll be taking the articles later, but just one example. Somebody said the God. The God? It's just God. There is no the God. It can be the ocean, the river, the house, but God, no. God is just simply God. And the last one, somebody said, I cannot see you, ma'am. Can you on your camera? It's not onning the camera, it is switching on the camera. So if you want somebody to come, show their presence during a webinar, then the right way is to say, please switch on your camera. So that was all for today. I hope I've been able to deliver the goods. My sincere request to everybody is please like and share these videos, because I feel we need to spread out these common mistakes and common understanding of the English language as much as possible. I'm trying to do my bit. You please help me out with that. Thank you, good night, and have a wonderful Tuesday tomorrow. Bye-bye.